All right. Okay. So now it's back saying it's good, but it doesn't look like we got people in here yet. And I only got one. Fuck, bro. Okay, there's two. I see Latif responding. Yeah, this shit confusing. Peace, Latif. So how do we? Let me see if I can. Okay, I think everybody slowly making it over. Let me see what this shit look like on the phone. My phone about to die. All right, you muted too.
Cause I didn't want all y'all niggas in my business.
Oh my bad.
That's why I
Let
muted.
me see. So
Thanks, gang. Come on in here, Fire Fam. Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties. Technicals. I don't know. I don't know. Are technical difficulties real technical difficulties, or are they YouTube being a hating ass bitch? Which I suspect is the latter. It's the latter. Well, anyway. So, I
all
mean,
right.
you want to play an intro, Will? Should we, two-step into
Um.
news? Accent worship. You
Yeah.
want to hit
Let's
it?
mosey.
What?
Let's. I guess let's do it. I guess if you could pick up and just run from there.
Yeah. I mean, because you just playing the intro. The stream's already live, right? So,
Yeah. So it's already live.
okay,
Yeah. I
that just
guess
give
I
me
can.
a chance to reset. I can just
Okay. Yeah.
pretend
Let
like
me.
we're starting over.
All
Even though
right.
you all can see and hear me, and I am aware that you can see and hear me, but I want to start
Close your
over
eyes.
anyway. Okay, yeah, everybody close your eyes.
Everybody,
Not
close your eyes. All right. All right.
go.
Take two. Hold on 1 second.
Take two, baby. Let Will direct. This is a hold on. Let me bow my head. Let me get ready. Let me center. Let me start to prep. I appreciate everyone humoring me for the restart. Thank you so much. It is the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown, the safe space where we set oppression ablaze. And while we out here rolling our orders, let's hit that chinga la migra. Let me see that. Put that up in the chat with some middle fingers, with some flame emojis, because we put burn them. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Bob Villain said. You know what I'm saying? We burned down Babylon. I said, I'll burn it down, burn it down. You know, I got hyped when I heard that in the Bob Villain song. I said, look at my favorite band that I didn't know was a band until until Glastonbury. And I said, look at my new favorite band. Bob Villain with the lyrics, ill lyrics. Yes, Chinga La Migra. Everybody, come on in here. It is fuck the brown shirts. It is fuck the Nazis, fuck the Gestapos, fuck the little junior Klansmen, fuck them all. Okay. And it is not a time to soft shoe. It is not a time to think about decorum or political correctness, or let's say we have to find a middle ground here. America's too divided. You can't just say fuck ICE. No, we can absolutely say fuck ICE. Okay. Because these jackbooted thugs have been unleashed around communities all across the country. I want to big up to Charlotte, North Carolina, whom I've seen incredible scenes of solidarity with your immigrant neighbors. Charlotte said, this one's for North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Switch it around your head. Spin it like a helicopter. They came out. Petey Pablo style. Shout out to North Carolina. Shout out to our good sis Court holding shit down in the Carolinas. Anyway, gang, I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm not gonna diddly nor dally. We're going to get this on in Poppington. Open Google Docs. My snitch of a phone. Phone be telling it. Oh, be careful what you tell your phone, by the way, because these niggas is giving it up without subpoenas. Okay. And speaking of giving shit up without subpoenas, everybody, there are a lot of state sanctioned kidnappings occurring across the United States in place in everywhere. Like, tell me where, if ICE is not in your community. This is where I'm most interested to hear, because this has been a successful in terms of them sending people, literally sending bodies, sending these deputized Proud Boys, white nationalists, oath keepers, 3%, whatever they are. They've done a good job of getting a few thousand of these jokers together and dispatching them nationwide. But when I tell you that ICE, even though we are seeing reprehensible scenes of them brutalizing residents, doesn't even matter if these people are documented or no. It doesn't matter if they're citizens or no. We're seeing everybody get it, even fans in the stands. The numbers coming out of Chicago are staggering. As many as 3,000 may have already been kidnapped. And maybe out of those 3,000, 1,000 may have already been deported from Operation Midway Blitz. And again, like I mentioned, the scenes coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina, terrifying. Places are closing their businesses. I saw the Compare Mart, which I didn't know was like a like a national chain. There was a Compare Mart near where I live. I'm not going to tell y'all the joke that Will ran when I told him there was a Compare Mart near me. But shout out to Compare Mart Charlotte, because they have offered grocery deliveries to their customers, because understandably, with the federal surge in Charlotte now, brown people who speak Spanish are deeply afraid to even come out the house, as well they should be, because these motherfuckers are not playing fair. Okay. They're not playing by their own rules, and they're doing a lot of illegal shit. But if you think they're doing any of this shit unchallenged, you'd be wrong. I'm just going to show y'all a couple of scenes, couple of videos, because truthfully, we could really run the videos of people chasing ICE, confronting ICE, cussing ICE the fuck out. and I know some of us may be like, well, what is that really doing? You know, okay, fine. The community rapid response teams are, you know, that's fine. But people are still getting kidnapped. People are still being abducted. Guys, I have a story in this block that's going to assure you, it is going to validate that all the efforts being exerted by members of the community in order to make aware that ICE is on the block, on the scene, in the hood, these things are working. Yelling at them is working. Cussing them out is working. Making the execution of their job damn near impossible. That shit is working. Okay. So keep in mind that information before we get to the last story. But this first clip I want to show you, I think this one is out of Chicago. Okay. I'm very proud of the city of Chicago. Like, I'm proud of all the places in which I'm seeing resistance. But I gotta say, maybe because I have a Chicago hits me right here in the aorta. Like, I love Chicago. I love people from Chicago. I love Mexican food and the Mexicans from Chicago, guys. I'm telling you, the best Mexican food I've ever had. And I haven't eaten Mexican food in California, but like I tell y'all, the Mexican food around here, DMV, is all right. I feel like the Mexicans around here come from the sad pueblos, but the Mexicans from Chicago come from the pueblos muy feliz. You know what I'm saying? Because the Mexican food just sparkles. It gives jazz. Oh my God, it's so delicious. But anyway, I love these people way beyond for their food, their culture, their contribution is invaluable. And the Chicago wins till Chicago win, and then they blow like Chicago win, are coming out to let these ICE people know, these fake deputies, these white nationalists know that you're not welcome here and you're not going to have an easy time about it. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Hey! You better start clearing out! You better start clearing out! You better start clearing out! Let's start throwing guys in here! Hurry up!
Yeah, you're a fucking bottle.
Look at that.
That little fucking bottle.
Let them dudes alone! Let them alone! Clear out! Stop sitting today, you bitch-ass motherfucker! Get out! Walk away! Look at you!
Fuck you, motherfucker! Fuck you! Fuck you! Where the other one at?
Get the fuck out my city!
Get the fuck out my city.
Get the fuck out my city!
So that's what's going on in Chicago. Oh, and by the way, a judge there ruled that over 600 people that have been illegally arrested need to be released. And I think there was a smaller number of detainees that were slated to be released. Maybe 1 in 3. It's either 13 or 31. I'm getting transposed in my brain. But so the courts are trying to work, I guess. But when you have an administration that is emboldened by billions and billions of dollars, ICE and Homeland Security are what, the 10th best funded military, like budget wise, in the entire world. Like what? We're going to have a lot of this, but we're also going to have a lot of that. A lot of fuck you, you piece of shit. Shout out to those that are that are acknowledging all the sellouts. Like every time there's a Hispanic or a Black ICE officer as part of these operation, oh, someone's pointing that out. You know, as well they fucking should. You fucking coon. You coon ass, coconut ass, bitch ass, sellout ass. We got to bring all those back, baby. And, you know, I think in the interest of trying to unite the race, right, we stop calling effectively and widespreadly Black people, that is. I think that we sort of pulled back on the sellout because, you know what I'm saying, everybody gotta get that money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what he gotta do. That's what he gotta do to get that money. You know what I'm saying? But there was a point in time in blackishness in this raggedy fucking country in the 20th century even. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was labeled sellouts. In fact, Cuba Gooding Sr., yes, Cuba Gooding Jr., there was a Cuba Gooding Sr., did you know that? But yes, he was a lead singer in a group called, is it the Main Ingredient or the Undisputed Truth? God damn it, I smoked the reefer. I had good reefer this afternoon, as you all can tell. But I think it's his is what you see is what you get. Anyway, he let his group go play in South Africa during apartheid times, and Black people canceled his motherfucking ass. And so, oh yeah, you're gonna perform in South Africa, are you? Oh well, you will perform at Nan Negro Club Party Concert Review. No, you will not. Black people actually used to take stands against sellouts, and I wish we would resume that, right? So anyway, so when you see a coon, call him a coon. When you see a coconut, what? I need a more derogatory word from Latin America. Chirp in right here. What's the word? Dame la palabra. What is the word here? It's got to be better than coconut. It's got to be better. It's got to be something that only y'all know. And if you know it, if you're willing to offer up said word, please provide a pronunciation in case it's not incredibly obvious. But it can't be just be coconut. It's got to be better than that. But yeah, no, you see Latino and Black ICE Homeland Security officers, you call them fucking sellout bitch ass motherfuckers out immediately, and I love to see it. More of that. Two Wisconsin Wisconsin, we go. Waukegan. When I saw that ICE was in Waukegan, Wisconsin, I said, ask me if I know where if I can identify Waukegan on the map, and the answer is likely nay. But regardless, if they're sending ICE to corners of the country such as Waukegan, which again I don't know much about, though I assume it's probably largely white, maybe a significant non-white contingent. I know there's black people in Kenosha, maybe some black people in Madison. I was not familiar with Waukegan, but we will go to hold on, before we go to Waukegan, let me stay in Chicago real quick, because I wanted to big up to people of Chicago. See, I know I started rambling for a reason, but there have been a number of efforts to try to assist the street vendors, the food vendors, the everyday laborers around the city by I think a group of cyclists did this over the weekend. Thousands of cyclists went around the city, and early in the morning was their goal, and to buy up every street vendor's items, their wares, their food, everything they had, so they could go to fuck home. So the street vendors, so people who still have to go out and earn a living, right? Because the landlord doesn't care that ICE has been in the neighborhood for the past month and made working either impossible or extremely dangerous or perilous, that there's an opportunity for them to kidnap a working person, right? So these folks still have to go out and get money. So I appreciate the community's efforts, who understand that if we go out and buy everybody's stuff up really quickly, they don't have to be out here all day risking their safety and their freedom, right? So there's that. To Waukegan. I didn't know. I didn't know, and I bet y'all didn't know either. But now we all about to know together. Let's run that clip, please.
They headed back downtown now. Look at all these cars followed them. They headed back downtown now. Look at all these cars followed them. They deep. They gotta go back home. Y'all gotta go back home. We don't got an immigration problem in Waukegan. Y'all got to go. That's right. Go back home, man. Take your punk asses back. Nobody wants you here! Except the Caucasian racist! That's right. Come on, man. Y'all gotta go home, man. Everybody go back home. Take your asses back to where the fuck you come from.
I meant to do content, or not content per se, but trigger warnings on all the horns and stuff and the loud noises. My bad. For those who have, auditory sensitivity, my apologies for not prefacing all the horn honking. However, these are the tactics. And when you see these videos, it's a lot of yelling. It's a lot of horn honking. It's a lot of whistles blowing. And I got to say, gang, it's working, because if you guys recall a video that went viral, I know there's been several. This one coming from Los Angeles. This one coming, I believe, from inside of a Walmart. I think it was a Walmart, because I think it was distinctive. It was not a Home Depot. It was in a Walmart where ICE, and this was kind of early in the siege of Los Angeles by the federales, right? However, this young person, or this man, went into the Walmart. ICE, I think, chased him in, or followed him in, and detained him. And a young Walmart employee, a young Latino bruv, U.S. citizen, inserted himself in defense of the person who was being manhandled and arrested by ICE. right? So this was a viral video. And I think this was before, no, they were masking. But I think ICE, that is, they've started masking way more since this. And maybe because of this. I almost held the story as the palate cleanser, kids. So I want you guys to pay attention and listen and wait till the end because it's a doozy, okay? And it ends well. I'm just going to say that. It ends well. So all of the surveilling and following of ICE and disrupting of their fucking Nazi duties, and maybe even some of the facial recognition, maybe even some of the roided up Googling, Googling on steroids about some of these folks, you know, all of this is having an effect. So keep it up. So Will, go ahead and cue in run that, guys. This was almost a palate cleanser because it's that good of a story. Pay attention. Let's look at it.
I'm gonna tase him. I'm gonna tase him. I'm gonna tase him. I'm gonna tase him. You fight,
Newly released body cam video showing the arrest of a Customs and Border Patrol agent. Mike Rogers, you worked for weeks to get this video.
So, Mike, take us through what it shows and the tragedy that follows.
Yeah, so this is Isaiah Hodgson. Isaiah Hodgson was a Customs and Border Protection agent, and he was involved in a controversial arrest of a 20-year-old U.S. citizen in a Walmart parking lot. That was Adrian Martinez. Now, the feds accused Martinez of getting involved in an operation, but during that takedown, Hodgson's face went viral. Now that's how we figured out who he was when this happened. Check out this video that we just got from the Long Beach Police Department. The Long Beach Police say that's Hodgson there in the white hat, white shirt. He had pulled out a gun, according to law enforcement, inside the women's restroom at a Yard House restaurant. This is a video from the parking lot when he encountered a security guard who later called 911. This is Hodgson, according to police, putting the gun down by a tree before he is encountered by officers. Now, this is a security camera from the Long Beach Police Department. Next, you'll see body camera video of when they tried to get Hodgson to surrender.
Sidewalk. Hey, don't refrain. Get on the ground. Sir, get on the ground. Dude, are you guys stupid? Get on the ground. I'm peeking. All right, well, get on the ground. Get on the ground. I'm going to tase him. I'm going to tase him. You fight. Don't see later. Get on the ground. Dude, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Stop resisting. Get on the ground. I got him.
That's obviously the lengthy struggle that occurred between Hodgson and the Long Beach Police Department. Now, during that struggle, you heard him say, "I'm BP, I'm BP." We believe that to mean Border Patrol. Later, when he would be in a patrol car, he began asking for a Border Patrol commander called Greg Bavino. Obviously, they didn't do that at the time, but they did start to go through the gun that they found on him, later found at the tree, which you see right here. When they're talking about the gun, they say it has DHS in front of the serial number, and then officers on scene quickly learn that he's a Customs and Border Protection agent. Later, when he is at the jail, he is having a conversation with an officer about his work as a CBP agent.
You made a mistake.
No, I made more than one mistake, man. And everybody just hates me here. Do you know how many people are after me over here in Los Angeles?
I know.
It doesn't mean no, you don't know. You know what the word doxed is? DOXXED,
No, what is
dude.
it?
Doxed. Have you ever had people stand up at your parents' house because you're over here in Los Angeles doing everything, dude? That's the I am, dude. There's so many people LAPD hate us, dude.
Now, Hodgson would eventually be booked into jail. He was later released, and while he was out on bail awaiting his court hearings, he died in a home in Riverside. Now, the Riverside County coroner has not officially determined his cause of death, but tonight the Long Beach Post, who first posted this video, reports that his attorney said in open court that he died of a drug overdose. His family is expected in court in the coming months because his case has still not officially been closed. They may speak at that hearing, and if they do, we will attempt to be there so long as a judge lets us. Guys,
Just tragic all around.
Yep.
Mike, thank you very much.
What part was tragic? The part where this guy spent however many months, hours, it doesn't even fucking matter. He was on the job at all. Kidnapping people, abducting people literally off the streets of California and God knows where else. brutalizing. I mean, it's a litany of human rights transgressions that I don't have any doubt that this fucking piece of shit scumbag absolutely committed against people in this country. I don't give a fuck what their status was. But look at that. Look at that. You know, just like the Yahtzees after World War II was over, a lot of them you know why? Because of a lot of things. Perhaps their conscience got caught up with them. Perhaps the stigma that some of them, not all, of course, had as a result of either convictions or from Nuremberg, or people knew what they did or whatever. You know, a lot of them took themselves up out of here. And who among us is upset when the trash takes out itself? Okay. My guess is that whatever fentanyl old Ozzy boy got his hands on probably didn't come from Venezuela. It probably came from his plug, Matt in the Valley. I don't know. I'm just talking shit because I don't know anything about SoCal. But yeah, over in Riverside, you know what I'm saying? Fuck around Long Beach. My nephew Don know what I'm talking about. But yeah, y'all, did you see that coming? But hold on, let's back up because there's a lot going on here. First of all, I loved it when he got tased by when the pigs tased each other. Oh, we might have to find the extended version of that. See, that was the single version. We have to find the 12-inch cut. We got to find the LP, the long playing version of that, because I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Though I was annoyed, as I'm sure you guys were, when the cop is encountering him. You know, I guess kudos to the cop for actually tasing him, but still, hey, dude, hey, get on the ground, dude. He didn't even yell at him. He didn't even tell him to get on the fucking ground. You understand? Like the same sort of energy that I hear absolutely reserved for non-white people, when I don't hear that same energy towards belligerent and non-compliant whites. It does get under my skin a little bit. I'm like, where is the same energy? I mean, yes, deploy the taser, whatever. But at least yell at him a little bit more. Don't call him dude, as though y'all used to play lacrosse and shit together back in the day. Anyway, so there's that part I enjoyed. The part where he is in the interrogation room and he's crying. Oh, wait. That might be, well, the end, of course, is my favorite, but the middle part is like my second favorite. So he's crying and you just don't understand. Everybody hates us. Yes, everybody hates you. I mean, like, why did you not think that would be the outcome? Why did you think that you would be welcomed as the white conquering fucking heroes, bro? You're living in a fantasy of a reality that does not exist. I guess the fantasy doesn't exist. The reality is that most people are against this, even Trump's own voters. Okay, an ever-growing number of them are not approving of these tactics being deployed by Immigration and Border and Customs Patrol, because they're flat out illegal. To the extent that this country ever acknowledged or properly gave non-white folks civil and constitutional rights, but the denial of the human rights is being brought more to the fore. That was always in denial also. But hold on. I'm sorry. I think I'm a little stoned still. But onward. We still press on. So hold on. So he's crying. What else is he crying about? Oh, yes. When he started saying, do you know what DOXXED is? Doxed. There's people standing outside of my parents' house. You know what that's like? Do you know what that's like? Kudos to whoever found out that information. Well done. Gold star for your research. Whoever organized protest outside of this man's parent house. We love it. We love the tactics. Love it. More of it. Let's go. None of these folks should feel comfort in regular society. And again, that does not invite violence. No, it doesn't invite violence, but it does invite scorn and contempt. It does invite, rebuke, and it invites a myriad of things. Like, there's no way that even the relatives of those folks that are doing this to everyday people, working people, innocent, largely law-abiding folks, you can't have any peace, nor should you. If our communities are not experiencing peace, if our communities are terrified to drop off and pick up their children from school, to run errands, to go to the store, to go to work, to go to the hospital, to go to church, you guys, they have been waiting for people. That these piece of shit jackbooted thugs have been casing churches on Sunday service, particularly the Catholic churches. We're just waiting for people to come out. No warrants, no particular credible identity of a specific person they're in search of. Nope, they're just doing the racial profiling and people picking people up. And if you do that, you don't deserve peace. Your mama don't deserve peace. I hate to say it. You know what I'm saying? Your children don't deserve peace. They don't. These brown and black kids are out here sleeping in terror. And let me bring out the brown more. I know you guys have probably seen the story because y'all are very news literate folks. They are even attempting to deport and put into ICE detention Native Americans. And it's like, deport them where? Where would you go to deport them? I'm sorry. You pick up a Cherokee in Oklahoma and put them in the ICE detention. Where are you deporting them to? Southeast Georgia? You're deporting them to his homeland where he's actually from? The states away, a time zone over? Like, what the fuck are we really doing here? And that's the thing, y'all. Trump thought that they was going to roll on this shit. And he keeps guaranteeing that they are going to amp up and raise the stakes and maybe go even harder. I think the people are absolute. I mean, to the point, our comrades would argue that we are not organized to meet the moment. That might be true. Okay, I feel like the heart is there, though. And I know heart and courage and bravery do not equal strategy. Okay, I understand that. However, it helps when you got motherfuckers out there with the heart to fight. You understand? Like, people can sit and think and strategize and do all they want. If you're not going to go out there and fight and pursue and document and harass and you know, do the exuberant Googles on certain people's family members, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool for all that, but the heart has to be there. And I think that people that are witnessing these horrendous actions done by the state, this has been a spark. It has been a catalyst. Maybe it's somewhat in the way of which George Floyd and Breonna Taylor's murders by police were a spark for movement and action. I don't know, you know, the organizing bit can be debated because, you know, Black Lives Matter kind of fucked that up for her. But maybe not. I don't know. It's mind my business. Anyway, so I wanted to bring you guys that bit of news. And of course, the piece de resistance at the end, that this person is no longer with us because they overdosed on fentanyl. How come? Have you heard Trump? Has Trump acknowledged this person? What's his name? Isaac Bumblefuck? I don't know what his name was. Fuck him. We don't need to know his name. He's exactly where he should be, right? When you do the devil's work, you go kick it with the devil, right? When you do demon work, where is it that you expect to end up, right? That motherfucker was in a world of hurt, tears. This nigga's crying in the police station. This nigga had a gun in the bathroom of a restaurant. Why? Because he's losing his fucking marbles, okay? And that could be another indicator of the kind of people that the Trump administration is hiring for these positions, though we know that on any law enforcement squad, department, local, state, federal, you know, there has to be a requisite number of psycho and sociopaths. They have positions slotted out to fill the. Is this guy psychotic enough to be one of us? Absolutely. We'll bring him on. Yep. Keep an eye on him though, because he could be a wild card. And I wonder what this guy's status was. Again, I have way more questions now. Shout out to the Long Beach Post for that stellar local journalism for unearthing some of these videos. And whoever old boy was in the package for doing his thing. Anyway. Chinga la migra. Let me take a break. Y'all, I have literally dragged wholesale ass all day today. All day today. I slept terrible. I probably look like I slept terrible, but you know. Y'all be all right. I ain't worried about it. Y'all shouldn't be worried about it either. But anyway, I'm talking about worried about if I look like I had not got enough sleep, which whatever. But I didn't sleep well last night. I had insomnia. That doesn't usually happen. I'm a very sound sleeper. I sleep like it's an Olympic sport, baby, and I medal every night. Okay, like I'm an outstanding sleeper. So for me to not get a good night's sleep, that shit was strange. But I also know that these solar flares have been out here, and I know y'all like, Kim, shut up. And I'm like, no, you guys, seriously, the solar flares, the shit that's made. There's a lot of ground radiation. There's a lot of shit going on, and I feel like I'm feeling it, and I don't dig it. And as a summer child, I do not respond well to this change of season. Every year, I do not do well knowing that we are going from fall to winter. It's a sad. It's tough time for the summer babies. Okay, we won't be dead.
Can we shout out somebody to cheer up the mood?
Yes, sir. Shout him out. Wait. But the ice pick took itself out. Will that didn't brighten the mood in the chat?
I didn't see as many smiling faces as you know.
No, come on.
Oh no, never mind. Take it back. Yeah, I see it. Trail of tears. I manifest. I see it. No, shout out to the chat though. We got 75 people in the chat.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out to Lady Alex. Kim. She said, Kim, I appreciate you so very much. Keep up that fire.
Oh, thank you, Lady Alex. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate you and love you, Lady Alex. Shout out to Twitch fam. Schulte, I Manifesto, Lady Alex, Deirdre the Destroyer over there holding it down on Twitch. Vesper X, of course, Latif, Swery Fairy, Aaron, AR Ran. My bad.
Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
CBC Voter.
Which is such a funny name, by the way, CBC Voter, because I know it's ironic because you can't be in these spaces and Black Liberation Media spaces and be a CBC voter, right? So I see what you did there. Yes, very funny.
Yep. Shout out to Holly Horn, Chichi Macha. Who else? Northern Witch. Who else? Nat A. Crockett.
Nat A.
Who else? Shout out to the whole Fire fam. I'm trying to get everybody. Rosalba, of course. I'm just scrolling, just going through. But yeah, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Welcome to the chat if you are new here. And if you're not, we appreciate you always. All right,
Thank
y'all.
you, Will. Appreciate it. So this next segment, I'm going to give content and trigger warnings because let me be clear. So I can first start off by everybody survived. So everybody take a sigh of relief. Okay. But the content is triggering, right? Because it has to do with Black women and maternal health and the way that Black women are treated when they go into labor and they deliver babies. Black maternal health, Black mothers die in pregnancy, during labor, or within a year of the child's birth at 3 to 4 times the rate of white women. Okay. And dipshits, I'm sure. Even though I haven't heard RFK take a position on this specifically, though I am waiting, because if we're going to make America healthy again, can we start with protecting the lives of Black mothers? And the disparity of Black maternal mortality in Washington, D.C., actually, I think is the worst in the country. So, a viral video has brought this conversation back to the fore. And I want to show it to you. And it is loud. It is excruciating. It is a young Black woman who is in active labor, who seems as though she's about to have a baby at any minute. She is being peppered with tedious administrative questions by the triage nurse at the Dallas Regional Medical Center, which is in Mesquite, Texas. Okay. And the video, I believe, is being recorded by this young woman's mother. So brace yourself for number one. Again, it's the sounds of a woman about to deliver a baby. But of course, but the other triggers to be aware of are the ways in which this lady is being treated and the dismissive attitude towards her obvious discomfort and pain. So content warning and trigger warning. For medical violence, I don't know what the fuck else to call it. So let's go ahead and take a look.
When's your due date? Right now. Is your due date 11? What? How many times have you been pregnant? 3. This is your 3rd pregnancy? Yes. You have 2 babies at home? It's in my ass. You have 2 babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the Black ones?
Beverly, this is the first time a patient for you. My last name is Jones. She's G3P2. I'm not sure when her due date is.
Her due date is the 10th.
It was the 10th. I think her due date is the 10th.
She got 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home. I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors.
I've seen
everybody say how they treat people here.
I'm sorry. An incredible documentation of what I imagine is the everyday experience of a lot of pregnant and delivering Black women in America. And to be clear, the Black maternal mortality rate is worse for Black women compared to white women. And this, it doesn't even matter income, you know what I'm saying? Age. Like there's a lot of factors here like, yo, well, if you have money, you got good insurance, you can go to a good hospital, you know, they'll treat you better. No. Pregnant Black women, delivering Black women are disbelieved when it comes to their levels of pain, to the symptoms that they say that they are experiencing. And there have been so many reaction videos posted in response to this incident, posted by healthcare workers, triage nurses, labor and delivery nurses, specialized surgeons. Like I've seen a lot of different folks across the healthcare field weigh in on this. And their conclusions are that this woman, the pregnant delivering woman, should have been immediately rushed out of triage and should have begun to have been monitored, right? In these precious moments when she is in active labor and crowning. And by the way, you guys know I'm child free. I do not know, and I don't have sisters. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of the girls in my family are themselves either child free or will only have one kid. So I don't really know a lot about it. And my girlfriends are also child free. So anyway, so when I see the pregnancy stuff, I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about this. But the experts say that because of her obvious discomfort and distress, she should have been monitored immediately and been placed in a more comfortable situation. And according to her mother, who posted an update, a follow-up about this, because again, this video went viral, her daughter delivered that baby 12 minutes later. And there were complications related to the delivery. And had her daughter's pain, obvious as it was, been recognized and given just a modicum of sympathy, empathy, and consideration, a little bit of assurance, hey, honey, I know that baby's coming. It's going to be okay. And by the way, the nurse could have easily tabled all of those fucking questions, right? None of those questions were more important than what was happening right there in front of her face. And that nurse, that white nurse, she has been identified as LaCrista Vaughn. I said LaCrista. LaCrista probably went to middle school with the mother, you know, with the delivering mother. What the fuck was LaCrista's problem? But LaCrista Vaughn has been identified as the triage nurse in this viral clip. Now, why do people know her name? Well, because the social medias, the socials, have been saying, report her to the Texas Nursing Board, right? Get her license revoked. This lady has antipathy towards her patients, right? And again, you guys, the racial dynamic here is so obvious, right? It was obvious to the grandmother, the videographer in the clip. You treat all your patients like this, or just the black ones? Like, this is a systemic fucking issue. And as much as the healthcare industry would love to point the finger at black mothers and talk about obesity and BMI and, you know, y'all got comorbidities, that's why you have greater you know, bad outcomes in your pregnancies because y'all not healthy. All that is racist also in terms of black women's and black people's general accessibility to fresh and healthy foods and produce, fresh fruits and vegetables, access to quality prenatal care, again, limited and less accessible for black mothers, especially poor black mothers. Like, there's a lot of reasons why black women have complications in their pregnancy to begin with. But, you know, the racism part about it, when you get to the fucking hospital and the goddamn nurse doesn't see you as a human, doesn't even acknowledge that you are in pain, does nothing to try to mitigate the horrific experience. I mean, I know childbirth is beautiful and shit, but it don't look beautiful and shit, right? And that shit did not look beautiful. That shit did not look beautiful at all. And this white nurse could give a fuck. LaCrista Vaughn could give a single fucking shit. The internet rumor was that she was fired, but I've not yet been able to confirm that. I did see, or I think the hospital may have released something indicating that she had been either suspended or she had been removed from dealing with patients or something. Like, but the consequence for this indifference to this delivering black mother has been minimal, right? As one could expect. However, we'll see what the internet's managed to do with this if they get enough smoke to the nursing board to perhaps pull her license, or, you know, even make her license to practice nursing come under question. Because if this is how you treat people, if you also, I think, do nurses take the Hippocratic oath to do no harm or something comparable, right? This is harmful. Like, this is intentional neglect. This is delay of medical services, right? By what? By bureaucracy? Like, you had to know how many pregnancies she had before you can move her on to the next phase of things. And to be clear, you guys, Black women bleed out all the time in pregnancies. Black children end up stillbirths, birth defects, the gamut, because time is wasted, because nobody pays attention to their symptoms, to their complaints, to the ways in which Black women know that their bodies are experiencing a trauma through this childbirth, right? And the white medical establishment just says, "Oh, you guys are strong. Oh, I hear her yelling, but she's tough though. She can take it. She'll be all right. I'll get there. We'll get her down there in a minute." Meanwhile, and that was the first of 2 viral videos in the same week of young Black mothers in active labor being denied care in a hospital setting. Let's go to Indiana. Okay. I think the Chicago affiliate covered this story, but this occurred in Indiana again because a Black grandmother supporting her pregnant and about to give birth daughter documented the treatment that her daughter was receiving. This young lady was already dilated. They told her to go home. Her husband and her mother walk her to the vehicle, to the parking lot at the hospital. They get down the road. She delivers the baby in the fucking car. She was just at the hospital. They told her to leave. Well, let's take a look.
And gaining national attention. West Indiana gaining national attention tonight. And thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Schneider.
I'm Dawn Hasbrook. A pregnant mom sent home from the hospital only to deliver her baby a few minutes later in her car.
The viral video has people from coast to coast demanding answers. Artia Ewing has more.
Leon and Mercedes Wells says they called the hospital to let them know that they were coming because she was already in active labor. And when they got there, the expectant mother says she was ignored and allegedly booted out of Franciscan Crown Point Hospital. And she has the video to prove it.
My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor.
This is the video captured as Mercedes Wells was wheeled out of Franciscan Crown Point Hospital in tears and pacing her breathing.
So we got to transfer her to a different hospital while she's in labor and pain.
The mother of now 2 says she was in full-blown labor.
So we pull off. We got to the end of the parking lot. As soon as we get on the expressway, which was literally right there at the hospital, so it's the hospital, then expressway. We get on the expressway, 2 minutes in, I'm like, I have to push. The head came out, he's on the phone with 911. My baby's head is out. What do I do? He pulls over to catch the baby because the second time I pushed, she came out. So that was it. 2 pushes, she was out.
Wells gave birth in the family's pickup truck on the side of the highway. Her husband was forced to deliver their baby himself without medical assistance. In the video, you see little Alina on her mother's chest, weighing 6 pounds. Her umbilical cord still attached. And if you look closely, you can see the pickup truck is moving. And 8 minutes from being discharged, their baby girl was in the world.
They was discharging her. I'm like, so when you think she's going to have baby? Today, tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe today. Maybe tomorrow. We don't know. Maybe next week. She was real, nonchalant about it. I'm like, so you don't, she's in labor.
The Wells family told me they only saw a nurse.
Our nurse was 25. She had been a nurse for 2 years, she told us. And she had only been in labor and delivery for months.
The family gave birth to their 2.5-year-old daughter at Franciscan Health Crown Point in the past, before the hospital moved to its new location in 2024. This time, Wells says she pleaded with staff not to be discharged, but a nurse told her she had only dilated to 3 centimeters, even after 6 hours of labor.
When you requested, well, where's the doctor? I don't agree with you. What happened?
She said doctor already gave orders. She didn't want to talk about this anymore.
I showed Dr. Jamir Abdur Rahman, a certified OBGYN for 25 years, the video to see if he spotted any red flags.
It's not that these people don't provide good care, but I don't think it's the same level of care you would see if a physician evaluated the patients. And so I think you start to see more and more of these things happening as you're not having doctors assess patients. But also, I think a lot of these hospital systems, if they're being honest with you, they'll tell you that there's a lot of pressure on providers to keep things moving.
This is where the family is now at Community Hospital in Munster, recovering.
She's doing great. This is her. She's napping.
As for the mom of two, she says the entire birthing experience was traumatic, something she's still struggling to process and can't talk about without breaking down.
The emotions come in waves. It's like I'm okay at one moment, the next moment I'm like bursting out in tears. Resources.
Franciscan did release a statement saying this: the health and safety of our patients is always our top priority. We have launched an internal investigation into the alleged incident. Due to patient privacy laws and our own policies pertaining to internal investigations, we are unable to comment further at this time. As for little Alina, she is doing fine. She came into the world at 6:28 Sunday morning. The family says Community Hospital is finally giving them the level of care they deserved from the start. They have now hired attorney Cannon Lambert, saying they don't want what happened to them to happen to someone else. In the studio, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
And just moments ago, we received an updated statement from the hospital's president and CEO, Raymond Grady, saying in part, quote, "We are aware of the video and the concerns expressed on social media regarding the discharge of a pregnant patient from Franciscan Health Crown Point. We are grateful to learn from online and media reports that both mother and child are reportedly doing well. The video and the comments it has generated are deeply troubling, and we understand the concern this has raised. The video is just one part of the information we are reviewing as part of a thorough investigation into this alleged incident." And then he added, "The reality is disparities in healthcare outcomes exist, and Franciscan Health Crown Point strives to be part of the solution, not the problem."
Okay. Part of the solution and not the problem. Well, part of the problem is that racism in the medical field is endemic, right? And it doesn't matter what speciality you're discussing, right? Even for anything, right? But the Black maternal mortality rate is exceptionally glaring because, again, so much of it comes down to the way that mothers are treated when they're in active labor. And guys, I gotta say, I mean, I'm child free for 50 reasons, right? But no bullshit. That shit right there, that might be ranking in the top 10 of reasons. I'm sorry. Gonna incubate a whole baby just to be treated like a dope fiend come showtime? Like, the fuck are we serious? Do you guys know anyone that has ever had to deliver a baby either by themselves or with just one other person? I'm just trying to imagine what this situation would have looked like for this young couple if the husband wasn't there, if the mother wasn't there. What if she was just there with her homegirl or her, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would this look like if this lady didn't have people advocating for her and she still received shitty treatment, shitty service? And for the hospital to talk about, well, we're glad to find out that the baby was okay via media report. You're the reason that the child was born in the pickup truck. Okay. You could have monitored her for an additional hour or two or overnight or however long it fucking took. It was very clear that this young woman was in physical distress. And I'm so sorry that she had to experience that, though I am so glad that the baby is healthy and happy and growing into her family. But at the same time, this woman becoming emotional, Mercedes, the mother, becoming emotional when she thinks about her birthing experience. I've seen so many Black women talk about how traumatizing it was for them to get birth because they literally had to fight to be accommodated, to be attended to receive pain meds. And they don't look at the day that their child came into the world necessarily. They don't look back on it with fondness because they had to experience racism and by extension the child. This is what we talk about. That's why America ain't shit. It needs to be burned to the fucking ground. Black children experience racism in utero. Black children experience racism on day one that they arrive on earth. I'm sorry, I could never uphold the values and the need America to get strong. Fuck America. This is what America does to vulnerable pregnant women in their most precarious moment in health and in life. Okay? Pregnancy and child delivery are not automatic guarantees that they will be safe and healthy for any woman, but particularly Black women. It is a gamble. Like, it is really rolling the dice. It is really doing some version of roulette. And I'm not trying to, freak out. If you're a pregnant Black person right now, I'm not saying this. I'm not trying to stress you out at all. But the real. This is the real. This is the actual factuals of the situation, right? And it should, for all potentially pregnant people, factor into how you choose to bring a life into the world, right? Where you choose to do that with. Are you going to consult traditional medical institutions to assist in bringing your new life into the world? I want to shout out to all the birth doulas, to all the midwives. The presence of a doula and a midwife, especially for Black deliveries, helps to decrease the rates of Black maternal mortality and birth defects or complications with the pregnancies. Let me not say birth defects, but maybe birth defects too, but definitely it helps to mitigate complications with delivery, right? Because you have people there that are attending to the mother. They're watching her. They are taking note of her symptoms, her contractions, all the stuff, right? How dilated, what else anyway, let me hush because I don't know. So let me hush, but you understand. So getting back to those more ancestral practices of how we as a people look at and do pregnancy and childbirth, I think, and I know, and it sucks that doulas and midwives are actually luxuries, right? In this day and time, and I wish we got to figure out a way to sort of even those scales so that more, especially poor women, poor Black women, low income Black women, have access to those services because it can literally save their lives and improve the lives of their newborn children. So please, please, please support your local doulas, support your local midwives. And for your pregnant folks, I wonder, do we need a green book, or maybe someone has already compiled this, but research on which hospitals have the highest rates of Black mother mortality, right? To the extent that information is released and categorized via race, I'm not exactly sure, but I know we got smart young folks out here who know how to work the AIs and shit. So it's like, it might already exist for all I know, but I think for every area, every state, every metropolitan region, for Black mothers, Black expectant mothers especially, you need to know where Black mothers and children fare the best, and absolutely know where they fare the worst, okay? And try to avoid those places as best you can. But if you can't, please make sure that you try to shore up your support system as much as possible. And again, if you're contemplating pregnancy with no support, I'd please ask you to reconsider, okay? Like, this ain't the time, all right? Well, I'm gonna save our relationship if I get pregnant, have his baby. It's 2025, baby. Okay, we in Trump 2.0. This is not the time to be out here all willy-nilly getting pregnant for dumb shit, right? And trust me, trying to keep a man by having a baby is dumb shit, okay? Don't you play with your life like that. Don't you play with this child's life like that. We need to be making adult decisions out here as best as possible. And keep in mind that we live in a country that has a healthcare system that ignores Black women when they give birth, okay? And that shit doesn't get better, right? It does not get better with each successive anyway, please. And I'm pro family, all that, whatever. But dog, sober reasoning out here, because the shit is fucking real. Women die giving birth. Women die during pregnancy, okay? I want you to live, baby girl. I want you to live. We'll move along. Thank you all so much for being here. Like the video. I think YouTube is back to stepping on my goddamn stream, y'all, because look, we got both formats popping, right? And when the phone format was popping, we had the trolls trolling. We was lit. She was saying we was lit out this bitch, and now these niggas is stepping back on my stream. Why? Because YouTube are some bitch ass niggas. Now over there on Twitch, what they do on Twitch? Do they step on my stream over there on Twitch too? Possibly. Regardless, I appreciate you all being here. If you want to support us, you can do that. $ BIDWKB on Cash App, at BIDWKB Venmo, PayPal.me/BIDWKB, PayPal, Patreon.com/BIDWKB. Thanks to all of our YouTube members. We appreciate that also. And shout out to everyone that copped some merch. You guys are the greatest. Is that the tray? I feel like I hear a horn in the distance. A horn hongs in the distance. Do horns hong? or horns sound? What do horns do? I like hong. A horn hongs in the distance. Yes. So you guys know the governor of Maryland is a cantaloupe-headed gentleman by the name of Wesley Moore. I don't even know if this nigga's name is Wesley, but I call him Wesley because, and apologize if your name is Wesley. I'm sorry, Wesley sounds like a sucker. The only non-sucker Wesley is Wesley Snipes, right? And ergo, therefore, since Governor Cantaloupe Head is the non-melanated version or demelanated version of Wesley Snipes, we will appropriately call him a sucker because we don't like him. Why don't you like Wes Moore, Kim Brown? Why don't you like Wes Moore? He young, he black, he progressive, he this, he that, he got a black family. He's just a hater. No, I'm not a hater. I've had game run on me before. His name was Barack Hussein Obama. Wes Moore is giving me Obama vibes, and I don't like it. I don't like it because once you had a light-skinned nigga run game on you before, one time, he fooled me once. Shame on me. To fool me twice, I won't get fooled again. And guess what? I love the fact that Wes Moore, again, in spite of him being like this sort of national media darling, this MSNBC dazzling star, right? We got some Democrats on the bench, blah, 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 and he goes toe to toe with Trump, blah blah blah. Okay, okay. Wes Moore is doing buku fuckery right here in the state of Maryland. Okay, Wes Moore brags about refunding the police, as did his Republican predecessor, by the way. Larry Hogan said he was going to refund the police, and Wesley came in and said, "Yup, yes, we will refund the police. Yes, we will use predictive policing. Yes, we will increase our law enforcement's use of artificial intelligence and facial recognition." These are all great ideas coming from Wes Moore. Excellent ideas. However, when it comes to issues pertaining to, let's say, the environment and the climate, Wes Moore has made some votes that are not particularly sitting well with the younger demographic. And I've showed y'all a couple of videos of, I think is it the Sunrise Movement? Anyway, the young enviro, I won't call them radicals, but maybe they are radicals. And if they are, I mean radical in the good way, right? About that action, which we absolutely support here. But we've seen Wes Moore kind of get trolled at some fundraising events. I think there was a video I played here. He was with, what's that doucher's name? I know you're like, which doucher, Kim? The guy who owns the Orioles now, Rubenstein. Yes, he was at a David Rubenstein event. Rubenstein, major Zionist. Rubenstein puts his money in a lot of bad areas, a lot of bad places. And Wes Moore was there rubbing elbows with him, like, look at that. So anyway, the kids, shout out to the youth, shout out to Gen Z, Gen Alpha. I like the kind of time. I am here for your kind of carrying on, kids. I love it. So I got a couple of clips to show you of the kids carrying on and currying the fuck out of Governor Cantaloupe Head. And yes, it is a DMV. Well, yes, DC area. When we say curry, well, curry can mean a lot of things. Yes, curry is a flavor of food. Yes, we do love curry. But when a Washingtonian or a, DMV Marylander and Virginian, Nova, will acknowledge it. But when they say curry, that means that you got curried. That you were embarrassed. You endured some humiliation given to you by another. You got carried. But it gets pronounced curried. Y'all are going to get it. Work on it. Everybody together. Curried. That was good. Okay. So anyway, the first video, Wes Moore, the confrontation. But again, I love the children because, and I don't mean to, I'm not disrespecting y'all by calling y'all kids. That these young people are young enough that I could be their mother. So they are not kids. I call them children in an endearing way, not to diminish them. But anyway, I love the way the kids hit Wes Moore with the setup. They hit him with the setup. So anyway, Will, go ahead. Let's run the first one.
Are scared. People are scared.
Governor Moore, I live in Prince George's County, close to Landover, where the proposed data center is built. And I'm also really scared because data centers keep getting built in Black and brown communities. And you vetoed a bill that would have allowed us to research the data impacts of that. And my community does not want more data centers being built at the cost of our health, our air, our water, our electric bills, so that billionaires can get richer. And that's not what I want for Maryland.
I agree, and that's not what I want for Maryland either.
But you vetoed the bill for making my kids' lungs at risk. We have asthma. We don't need data centers in our community.
And I'm very clear that there is nothing that happens to our communities without our communities.
That might sound great, but it's bullshit. My community doesn't want this. No one who lives and works and goes to school here wants our air or water quality at risk, or for our electric bills to skyrocket. But we aren't being heard.
And I've been clear about that from the very
But my community doesn't want this. We don't want this in our community. And we need you to stand for us.
You have my word that I do what I am.
But we don't have your record.
Curtis Bay. I have friends in Curtis Bay whose parents have lung cancer because of the environmental racism there. You campaigned on leave no one behind, but Black kids are being left behind to environmental racism. I feel like you can do better. You campaigned on climate justice. Why not meet those promises? I'm happy to County.
Get him. Get him. Get him. Yes, get Wesley Moore. Listen, these Democrat governors, especially the ones that are being trotted up as national leaderships, right? The potential presidential nominees for 2028, like Gavin Newsom. Like Gavin Newsom also on some fuck shit this California session. He also vetoed a bill that would have either banned outright or put major restrictions on like food wrappings. You know, you guys, when you go to get your sandwich to the store or the sandwich place or whatever, they wrap it up either like in the waxy kind of paper or the aluminum on the outside and the paper on the inside. Yeah, that's PFAS all over that shit. Okay. And then all of that PFAS all in your brioche. Okay. PFAS. All the PFAS coat a lot of things. It's quite disturbing. Anyway, California legislator passed a bill that would have banned those food wrappings. And Gavin Newsom was like, nah, that's fine. Nigga, you get a little PFAS. This shit is spicy. It's like turmeric. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was the first clip. Shout out to that young sister. We are here for it. Oh, you disarming Gen Zs and Alphas. And Will pointed this out before the show. You know, she come in all sweet. Excuse me, Governor Moore. Wes Moore thought he was about to get a nice, sweet softball lob. No. Okay, That was the young sister. Now, I believe to the young white. And the young white also hit Wesley with the flim flam. with the innocuous soft setup, and then came with the whammy. And again, love to see it. Well, let's go ahead and run that one.
Yeah, so good to meet you. Yeah, I'm Michael. Yeah, so good to meet you. Yeah, we actually met my freshman year of college on your book tour, The Other Westmore.
What college?
I was at Wash U, then I transferred to Columbia.
Yes.
Yeah, you came, we met.
We sure did. I did a whole day of service over there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, I was so impressed by you. You know, I thought you were so charismatic and thoughtful. But now we're seeing the other Westmore. Spineless, rudderless. You vetoed the most important climate bill in Maryland. You vetoed. We're in the midst of a climate emergency. This is a climate emergency.
Oh, it's the same group. I love this. Yes. Will, pop up. Tell me what that said. Who are these people? I want to acknowledge them. Let me put my arms down because I haven't shaved my armpits. But recognize the folks. Bring them to the fore.
Climate Defiance. Shout out to them. Climate Defiance.
They might be my new favorite band. I love these songs. These songs are great. Climate Defiance. Yes. Thank you so much for your work. I appreciate it. Again, if these misleaders, if the black bourgeoisie misleadership class is going to disappoint, not to say maybe disappoint is overstating it, because again, how can you be disappointed by disappointments? Like, how can you be further disappointed by niggas who are already disappointments? No. I mean, if they continue with intention to work against our communities, right, in the way that Westmore did, vetoing that important climate bill that got passed and got to his desk, and he's like, nah. And I appreciate the kids, especially the ones about the research for the environmental effects of data centers, because data centers, they're so close. I mean, there are data centers in Maryland already. Not Virginia is the king of data centers at the moment, and it doesn't look cute. And I residents in Virginia don't seem to like their data centers, because the communities that have not yet had data centers built are fighting very strongly against them. And that fight also is happening here in the state of Maryland, though I'm not convinced that Westmore is on the fight against the data centers, right? Westmore is a corporate Democrat, even though he has had an unusual, let's say, political trajectory, really unheard of, at least in this state. I think I've told you guys before, for those that y'all that don't know Westmore. And by the way, shout out to the to the young white who said, but now let's talk about the other Westmore, spineless, rudderless, because that is Westmore's claim to fame, his book titled The Other Westmore, right? I guess the other Westmore that actually grew up in Maryland, not yo ass. Anyway, so I like what the kid did there with his play on the other Westmore. But to be clear, before becoming governor of Maryland, Westmore was not a city council person. He was not a county executive. He was not an attorney general. He wasn't nobody's mayor. He wasn't nobody's lieutenant governor. This motherfucker on his first race. Wait, did he run for mayor and lose? I can't remember. Will, did Westmore run for mayor that year that all them niggas ran for mayor? Was that the year that Brandon Scott ran for mayor too? Everybody ran for mayor, but was that the year D. Ray ran for mayor? I can't remember if Westmore had run for mayor. But my point is this niggas never held elected office before becoming the governor of Maryland. And I don't trust it. I never have. Okay. I think this man is a plant. I want detailed descriptions of his time in Afghanistan. He was what, an Army Ranger? What are you going to say, Will? What did he run for mayor?
No, I'm just going to say, nah, he didn't run for mayor. And I agree. He's a plant. How you go from the first black governor to, like, we don't even, like you said, we don't even know if he was class president. Like, nothing.
The first office that you run for, you become governor. There's nothing suspicious about that. There's nothing, right. There's no CIA strategy behind that, as you also compare Westmore to the other former intelligence and military people that have been elected to Congress and other elected positions. Yeah, There's no plant. Anyway, but niggas love Westmore. Oh, well, let me rephrase. Bougie niggas love Westmore. I don't know about regular niggas. I haven't had enough regular nigga conversations about Westmore. I don't know what regular niggas think about Westmore, but bougie niggas love Westmore. Okay. I don't like him. And I want to shout out to Climate Defiance. I want to shout out to all those that understand that these Democrats, no matter how much you like them, no matter how much they look like you, or, you know, speak the dumb language or whatever. There's not much to me separating Westmore from an Eric Adams. There's not much to me from Westmore separating him from a Kamala Harris, and I mean that in a bad way. Okay, not in a favorable way. Westmore is here for the corporate interests. He is here for the elites. Okay, Westmore is not here for the people. Even the so-called things that he has done for the folks. Again, not all of them wholesale terrible, but again, like most Democratic shit, it falls way short. Like him pardoning people with marijuana convictions. A pardon, I don't believe, equates to an expungement, right? So a person can be pardoned from something, and yet on a background check, the things still come up, but it just shows that it's pardoned. However, if the shit is expunged, it won't show up on your record at all. Ask me how I know. You know what I'm saying? And if you got misdemeanors, stop being a lazy ass. Go get that shit off your record. What are you being stupid? Anyway, I don't trust him. I don't like him. He will forever be Governor Cantaloupe Head. And I want you to keep a very close eye on Westmore because he could prove to be very dangerous. I feel as though Barack Hussein Obama was a net negative for the Black community overall. I can't point to a single policy, save Obamacare, which, by the way, not fucking great. Okay, it's barely even good. Barack Obama could have went balls to the wall and tried to enact a single payer system or get a single payer national healthcare system in effect, but he accepted this. I loathe to even call it a compromise, but this was a windfall for the health insurance companies, and he gave it right to them under the guise of affordable health care, which we see right now is going away under another administration. So when Westmore gives me Barack Obama vibes, it's not the warm and fuzzies. In fact, it's the skepticism, it's the pursed lips. It's the smacking of the lips and the teeth. What? Now I'm not Caribbean, so I won't suck my teeth, but I'll what? Anyway, I don't like them. But shout out to the kids for giving Westmore the smoke. You guys are doing tremendous work. And lastly, we close it out. Let's take you round third here with a good palate cleanser, I hope. It is a good palate cleanser. A couple of weeks ago, excuse me, let me start over. I'm trying to shake off the cobwebs out of my head, y'all. Anyway, let me get my thoughts together. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you, Fire Fam, for all that you do. Brandy Francis, thank you all so much. Holly, Cynical, Chichimacha. Who else we got up in here? All of our folks, them. Come on through. E-Manifesto. Yippa99 usually has very good attendance. Come on through here. Love you, love you, love you. Anyway, thanks to all that run support and do all the things. You guys are great. Palate cleanser. British commentator Sami Hamdi, as you know, as I reported here on Burn It Down with Kim Brown, was taken into ICE custody in San Francisco when he showed up in the town under a perfectly authorized legal visa. He was there to speak at the Council of American Islamic Relations at one of their galas. In fact, Sami had a couple of speaking engagements in the States in November until he got rolled up on by them boys, them alphabet boys. And in spite of Sami being a British citizen, again, for my foreigners, for my people from abroad, for my kids from foreign, America is not the place for you right now, dog. It is not the place. It don't even fucking matter if you coming from a good white country, if you're coming from Canada, if you're coming from Australia, if you're coming from the UK, if you are non-Caucasian and or have been talking shit about Israel and or have been giving it up for the Palestinian people, dog, you were on a shit list once you enter your visa information coming into the country. And Sami knew, and well, he didn't know, And I'm not going to even say that he should have known, because maybe we all should be anticipating some versions of fascism, but regardless. So anyway, this gentleman was taken into custody. He has since been released, and he has spoken about his ordeal. And I'd like us to hear from Sami himself about how he was treated and the reasons why he was treated this way. But this is our palate cleanser because he is free. So let's take a listen.
Came as a bit of a shock when I went to San Francisco Airport. I'm looking up at the gate D38. It came as a bit of a shock when I went to San Francisco Airport. I'm looking up at the gate D38 to fly from San Francisco to Tampa to give another lecture. And then suddenly somebody walks up and says, "Excuse me, your visa's been revoked." And then I look at the memo from the State Department. There's no reason why. Nothing's been stated. It hasn't said any of the things that they would later go on to say online on social media. And then as they escorted me outside of the airport, there was this black car, the kind of things you see in the movies. And they told me, "Get in the black car." And it had tinted windows and everything. And I said to them, "I'm not getting in a black car just like that. I'm a British citizen. I need to call someone." They said, "You can't call anybody." And then I told them, "Well, I'm not getting in the car." They said, "You have 1 minute." So I called the CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations, which is a civil liberties organization. Then when I asked them, "Can I call my family to let them know I'm okay?" a lady from behind grabs me, pushes me on the car and says, "All right, that's enough, you're under arrest." And she puts the cuffs tightly behind my back, puts me into the car, and then for the next 6 hours, I'm loaded in the back of a van later in this very, tight, claustrophobic place. They don't tell you where you're going. They didn't let me call a lawyer. Even when I got there, I told them, "Can I have my phone call now with my lawyer?" They said, "You'll get it, you'll get it." I had to call the lawyer at my own expense later. And I just found it was quite an aggressive experience, because I even said to ICE, I said, "Listen, I'm coming as a guest. I can just fly home to London." And they went, "This is not how this works." In the end, the attorney on behalf of the government came and said, "Listen, let's just clear this up very easily. If you decide to depart, we won't make it difficult for you." What they were saying online was never said privately between the lawyers. And thankfully, I ended up home.
Sumaya, we've spoken to you whilst Sami was detained. Just tell me whether you received the support that you felt you needed, and whether the British government supported you through this ordeal, or asked you if they could provide any kind of assistance, given Sami is a British national citizen who was detained in the United States.
I have to say, while the staff at the FCDO have been friendly and have tried to help, the assistance that we received from the British government really, I would say, was really very disappointing, if I'm being completely honest. Right up to the end, to this morning, when we received an email with incorrect information from the FCDO, in which I was told that Sami would be flying back next week, when in fact he was already on the plane on his way to London. So I don't see that the British government has taken it seriously when one of their own citizens, a registered journalist, has been taken under false pretenses, has not been charged with any crime, and has had his liberty deprived of him. And I think this is really very concerning, that the British government is not taking more serious action with regards to our closest ally, the United States, to ensure that British citizens are protected. And I would say to British citizens who value their freedom of speech to be very careful, because, you've got the World Cup in the United States coming up next year. If this could happen to Sami, there on a valid visa, a British citizen, a registered journalist, then it could very well happen again. And that's the last thing that we want to see to happen to anyone. We wouldn't wish this on anybody.
It's been interesting to see the West and their citizens when they get detained here in the US. And trust me, a handful of whites have been ensnared in ICE detention, but it definitely seems as though obviously the most harsh treatment is reserved for those that are non-white. And I'm telling you, with that British passport, with that American blue passport, listen, that citizenship don't hit the same. It don't hit the same. Subtract the whiteness. Like, you do got the citizenship. Yes, you do have the passport. Yes, you do have the visa, but you do not have the complexion for the protection. And they will definitely make sure to still treat you accordingly. Oh, yes. Mr. Hamdi, we hear you, your very eloquent British accent. Please into the cell. And that's not to joke or make light at all, but I'm just trying to make a point here. Don't nobody come to the U.S. I appreciate his partner there making the observation about the FIFA World Cup, which of course, what are they doing this week? Draws? I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand FIFA, but whatever. There's some circumstance happening with FIFA in DC this week. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But point is, the World Cup is next year. Don't come here. It's not safe for you here. Okay? I was going to say, unless you're a white, if you're white, it's safer. But you got to scrub your social media and be ready to surrender your devices. Like, America is that place right now. It is Orwellian. It is the super surveillance state. Of course, we know that Britain is also, but I don't know Britain to be snatching up American visitors for their speech. I guess they just snatch up their own citizens for holding signs supporting Palestine action. I hate all these places, y'all. I hate the US. I hate the UK. I hate Western Europe. I maybe hate Eastern Europe, but you understand where I'm going. I do not like the places where the pale faces dominate because there's something the matter. And I feel so bad for Sammy for having to have that experience, but his is kind of an unusual one in that he has already been released. So many people who have been ensnared in ICE detention remain there for weeks, if not months, right? And the fact that this guy, and obviously because he has a name, because he has a platform, hopefully those wheels were able to be greased a little quicker for his release. But to his partner's point, where is Keir Starmer on this? Where's the foreign secretary? Who is the foreign secretary of the UK? David Lammy? Some bitch nigga? I don't know who the foreign secretary is, but the Secretary of State for the fucking British government? No, don't nobody have shit to say about a citizen of your own country coming to the US for a valid reason with a valid visa and a valid passport and getting detained for what? Speech? Keir Starmer don't have shit to say about that? Fuck him. Look at the labor. Almost as I won't say almost, definitely as feckless as these fucking Democrats. These neoliberals are worthless pieces of shit from both sides of the aisle and both sides of the pond. That's what I meant to say. So Sammy is free, and let's hope and let's demand the freedom for the thousands of other people that are languishing right now in ICE detention. Those are facing illegal deportation and just the most horrendous concentration camp-esque conditions that are happening in the so-called land of the free the year before this raggedy fucking country celebrates 250 years of a hellish existence. And this is exactly what's going on, and don't you fucking forget it. And please whitewash this American exceptionalism myth. The only thing America is exceptional at is cruelty, racism, and the capitalism. So okay, I'm gone. And colonialism and imperialism and all that shit. Free Venezuela. La paz, no la guerra. Shout out to Mr. Maduro. We stand with you. We stand with all of Venezuela as they ward off this imperialist invasion. So viva Venezuela. Will, I saw a box take a roll up the side of my screen there. It was a green box or a blue box. It was colored. It was colored.
Yep.
Who was it?
Got one from Schultze. 100. 100. I'm not sure how they pronounce that. It says the message says 3-eyed Atlas. I've been learning. Who knows? Question mark. Drops mic.
Look up to the sky, y'all. My niggas is on the way. They on the way. All this might get wrapped up real soon. Okay, this is gonna be a fun holiday season. Y'all not ready for Christmas and Kwanzaa and New Year's and shit. Oh, this is gonna be a bang up fucking end to 2025. 3-Eye Atlas is on the way. And by the way, real quick, NASA was supposed to have been releasing some images that they have been sitting on for 40 days taken from the Mars high-rise, blah, 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 when 3i Atlas made its close pass to Mars at the end of October. And at the same time, the government shutdown was in full effect. So the government, NASA, by extension, did not release any photos of 3i Atlas. They were supposed to release some shits today, but I didn't look and see if they did. So hopefully they did. But in other news, 3i Atlas is not a comet. 3i Atlas is expelling what appears to be jet propulsion, not jet propulsion per se, but there's outgassing going on, but it looks structured. It doesn't look, in the same way that it does when a comet is outgassing, right? So anyway, 3i Atlas is real. I suggest y'all get familiar real fast, because holiday season could get spicy. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Please like the video on your way out the door. We will see y'all back here on Friday for Burn It Down with Kim Brown, Fridays, 7 p.m. Please tune in to the Remix Morning Show tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. Women's Wednesdays, the ladies have a slate of guests that I know is going to be super interesting, and y'all should tune in and check that out and hang out with me in the Ear Doctor. Thursday at 11 a.m. for Classical Breakdown as we do the year 1986. Well, what year was you born? 80. You might be 86, baby. You 86, baby?
7.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, let me stay out Will business. Y'all be all right. Thank you so much to Will and Molly. Thank you to all of our wonderful mods and Fire Fam. You guys rock and socks. All right. Love y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Deuces.